Hi class, this is your feedback for your Real Deal Taco. And you'll take this feedback, you'll implement it, and then you will resubmit this in week 4, all right? So I blended a couple of classes simply to make sure there's enough peers for everyone. And so this is really great. I love it. And I've looked at some of these, but I'm going to look at them as if I'm a first-time user so that I can give you proper feedback for usability and so forth. So here the only thing is the spacing. You know, we need to pull this in a little and make sure that is distinguished. But you're consistent with your headers, and that's really great. There's a little bit of scrolling here that maybe you could have less, but you're consistent, and it's easy to read. Okay. Real Deal, this is an A. I did want to say, this is good, but I did want to say, I personally, in this situation for this site, do like the size of this. It's very easy to read. And you have it correct here. I don't know if these are, usually I can tell if these are hooked up, but I can't see if they're linked. There is the site. So here, I'll make sure that I'm viewing it at the actual size. And maybe this doesn't happen on yours, but definitely check a couple of browsers, you guys. You can see that there's no padding, and so it's also long, and it hasn't been edited yet. So that definitely needs to come down a couple of paragraphs, and maybe that's not so important. So maybe it's more like this, and this much is plenty, but of course you have to go through and take out what isn't important. Okay. There was an assignment this week, I think, to do that. But this is looking good. Easy to read. I do like that. Okay. I like how you have this. And this. It's not too much scrolling, and that's good. You are consistent with your fonts. Super important. Okay. Good. A little hard to read this, right? So we need some contrast there. All right. Okay, so disable this page. All right. Okay. Or, populate it. All right. Great start. Okay. We've edited the logo. It's fine for this because this is for your portfolio, but keep in mind when you're working with a client, we never do that, right? We never alter anything of theirs. This looks so yummy, but here what we need to do is make sure we don't have glass, okay, glassware, because it's a food truck. But not a deal breaker because it's working out pretty good. You can actually put shapes there that look like tacos too. A little hard to read this, but I can. All right. Be consistent with your spacing, all right? But you've got hierarchy, and that's good. A little long, probably only need this much. Okay, nice. Okay. Try aligning this either on the left or the right. Align this on the left. Probably align this on the right. Okay, so you'll want to look very closely to see how that is, but it is intertext, and that's great. So one of the things you guys may have noticed, map looks good. I'm not sure it's centered. One of the things you may have noticed is that Monday and Wednesday have the same location as do Tuesday and Thursday. So because of that, if you need to double up and just put an extra day, you will get a couple of lines there if you need it. Okay. But it's nice. It's really well laid out. Okay. And that is linked up. So terrific job, terrific job. All right, great job. Okay, make sure I'm viewing this at actual size. It may look different on your site. So is this a video? It is. Make sure this doesn't take too long to load, being a video. All right. This is being clipped, so that happens all the time. Just you'll want to fix that. And let's see, this is placeholder text, so that needs to come out. All of that comes out. All of this comes out because these are all placeholders. Okay, so this is good, but a lot of this has to come out. And make sure that we can read that when we scroll over the images. Okay, we want to be careful with glassware because it's a food truck. I know there are some images provided that are a little iffy, but paper is probably what you would get at a food truck. Interesting. Be careful with this. But that was a good match as far as an image. Glassware we don't use. Okay. So really interesting. Probably want even numbers, but it's okay. Recipes, be sure, take out the glass. So you've gone a little above and beyond in some ways. We want to, okay, this overlapping, this isn't working here with the overlapping. And we need hierarchy here. So that would be like all caps here or a different font probably. A different font here, probably the same one you're using on your other pages as headers like this. Cut this down, all right? It's more than people want to read online. So probably take out a couple more paragraphs so there's no scrolling since it does start down here. Make sure this may be and is, this needs higher contrast. So this probably has to go much lighter, in fact. Super light gray, super light blue. But spacing, watch your spacing. Good, make sure this is left aligned. Use just 2 fonts throughout. Okay, you've got this font, this font, this font. Just use 2. Use a header and body copy. And make sure everything is the same spacing, the same size, that kind of thing. And if one is underlined, they all are, all right? Okay. I think you understand. Same thing here. Probably rather than a phone number, you can just put a contact. But, and you won't need these because you have these. Okay, so this, we need to work on that. All right. Otherwise, great job. Okay. Alrighty, so good. When you are having this happen, it's usually because there's formatting. So if you select that and take out all the formatting, that background should go away. Or if you choose a font that actually works with this, then that's available in Wix, then that shouldn't happen everywhere. So that you want to take care of in this wrapping, all right? SD Zoo, I think you want to put San Diego because I think it's just too confusing. Good. Glassware. Okay. Okay, good. You can edit this down so that will come up. You can also edit this to one line so they're all the same across. Nice. Hmm. Okay. Um, we're going to need a menu down here. Maybe you can freeze it or have it track rather. Okay. All right. That's all good. All good. Glassware, but good. Um, we don't have reservations, or they don't actually have reservations, but that's not a deal breaker. It is more work for you to create a catering page. We do need this schedule here, the times and locations. Maybe you have it to where there's, no, I don't see where there's a link. We don't have interior restaurant shots or glass, so those all have to be removed. Yeah. Okay. And if we are going, this is for everybody, if we're going in order here, that's how the order has to be on our page. Or if we were going left to right, that content that's going to be right here, then the news and events going to be up here right after this. Okay, so we're going to be in order, so we're not the page isn't going up and down when they click. All right, you want to take out some of that space and take these out. Okay, all right, great start. Okay, same concept. Probably take out a little, we would have to crop this image a little bit. Okay, I think you want to carry your blue over, and this is not completed. Everything has to be entered. Okay. All right, so take this out, disable this page, rename your locations to menu. And add another page that says locations, and then anchor that page to right here. Okay. So if you're not sure how to anchor that to where when you click on this, it goes right where you want it, just click one of those question marks in Wix and ask the question, what is an anchor? Okay. All right. You don't have much left to do. You just need to take out some of the confusing, that page there, right? And rename some things. All right. Great job. Okay, we need to minimize the number of fonts we use, limit, that is. Good, good, good. I like the selection here as far as the icons. Good, good. Yeah, contact goes at the end because that's where people are used to finding it. So it makes it a web standard. And Rachel, you want to update this, put your name. We want to have padding, some space, right? It's going to make this look totally different when you add some padding. Okay. Padding here, both sides, left and right of every box. Do your best to align these. They're really close, super, super close. That one and that one are not the same. All right. Really easy to read. All right. Easy to navigate. Disable this or add the content. And good. Yeah, you just want to put the contact at the end, so move these over a little bit and center them again. All right. So you need to create that contact page. Right? Very good. Nice work. Okay. This could probably be a little bit bigger. Good. Good. Okay. Glassware. Be careful about that. A little more spacing here. A little more headroom up here. We've got a totally different font here. It goes behind that. Yeah. All in all, it's okay. But let's leave a little space here between the image here. Good, good. That's good. Link up your social media. Good. Put your name at the bottom. Space here. Okay. All right, see, you've got more spacing here. So you do want to be consistent throughout. And here you have social media up here and down here. So you only need it in one place, and we need to get rid of anything that we don't actually have a link to. We do have a Facebook and a Twitter, maybe an Instagram. So, all right, great start. Okay, this probably could be a little bigger. Let's see, a little bolder, so we can read that a little bit. These look great. I like, Stuart, that there's not a lot of scrolling. You only need your social media once. Okay, this needs to be entered right now. It is a picture of words. Right? And it needs to be searchable. I like that you don't have a lot of scrolling. But once you get the menu in, it's going to be a little different, right? Okay, a little bit of space there. This might need a little more contrast. Great photo. Okay. And again, everything has to be entered. All right. But your layout is good. It's going to change once you enter your content, but I like that you're moving with a simple page, and make sure you put contact here and only have these once. This probably could be larger. Limit your fonts as you are working. All right. All right. Okay, I like the way this feels when we land on it. It looks different. Okay, you have these here, and you linked up. Good for you. Okay. And you have them in both places. Let's make that a little bigger. Clients like to see their logos. This needs to be enter text. That should probably be something other than a few words. If we don't need something, we don't put it in. Okay, we only use what is useful. As you can see, people don't like to scroll or have to search for things. So this is kind of big. If you want to bring it up here and have it on one line, you will get more. We won't have to scroll so much to get to the content. When we tell them that they're going to get the location, we actually want to start right away. Okay, rather than scrolling to look for it, because really this is what they want. Okay, so that's called using the prime real estate and above the scroll instead of, or above the fold, but in this case, above the scroll. Okay, let's left align that period here. Make sure it's edited for less scrolling. Okay, about that much would be fine, but you got to go through and make sure. And again, you've got two sections here. All right, and the number probably, that's probably fine, but you know, locations, you could put a map if you wanted to and bring that in. But always put your map underneath it or on the side of it, not first, okay? All right, great start. Okay. All right, so we want to take that block out. You have your contact down here, and you have a sitemap down here. Interesting. Okay. Period here, and you need to probably take, a couple of paragraphs out. Enter this. This is a picture of words. If you watch the 10 Commandments of Web Design, the best practices, you'll have a lesson on that about entering the text. Okay, so take that out. You don't need the links, you just need the icons. Okay. This is okay because there's really not a lot of scrolling, but you do have to take that out. But, we can see that this is going to be the locations. We just have to go like that. So that's okay. It's not taking up a lot of space and it looks all right. Okay. This goes over to the right, and make sure you enter your menu locations, edit this down, and take out this blue space for sure. All right? Almost there. And did we have two phone numbers here? No. Okay. All right. Let's make that bigger. And because this is white and this is white, we probably shouldn't do this. I know it's probably in the template, but there's just it's leaving a lot of white space for you, but that's really good. I mean, it's short, but that's okay. It fits, and you say, let's learn more. And there's either a very large picture here that's loading slowly, or it's not linked up, in which case you either take it off or you link it up. Okay. Okay. That's not a food, that's not a taco truck, but okay. This might need to be a little darker, especially when we go to mobile, which you're not responsible for, but I might as well point it out to you. This will have to be, would be adjusted for it. Next year you'll be required to look at your mobile, but not right now. But that'll get smaller, and we want them to be able to have contrast to see it. That's another one of the commandments of web design. Let's take that number off. Take that off. Okay. All right. The spacing is pretty good, but we have a lot before we get to here. right? Um, so if this were larger and over here, you could bring all this up. You wouldn't even need that because you have this. But you could put it to the right, but it's not really, I don't know that that's their font, but you could get into it quicker and that'd be good. All right. All right. Nice work. Okay. Real Deal Taco. All right. These are linked up. Very good. I do like this, and it works with this color. That truck matches. This is a good place to put your testimonials at the bottom where, you know, maybe they want to scroll down, maybe they don't. But the navigation on this one has to have higher contrast. Absolutely. Can't see it or read it. Here's a font here to consider, a font here to consider. This looks really good. Gonna let that stay. Okay. Glassware. We want to get rid of that, but this is great. Okay, great. Let's have some hierarchy here. So either this is all caps or bolded, little space maybe under it, and then consistent throughout. This font, maybe the same as that. It is. Okay. So I think maybe this could be all caps if you're going to use that font. And the blue on blue is a little hard to read, so contrast is good. Definitely up here. We don't want them to have to work to find things. This is the right amount for this and this. Very little scrolling. It's good. But that. Okay, and so you want to work on this. That needs, you have all this padding on the right, but you need some on the left, right? It should be more centered. Okay, and all right, so you have these here and here, so choose one or the other, and really reduce your types of fonts that you're using. This probably could be larger and align with this if you're going to do it that way. Or you can put the phone number there and, you know, make it a button. This may be next to it. Things you could do. But, and again, if you think about it, the about, the location, your about has one font. And your menu has one type of font, your locations has a different type. So choose, you know, your headers and make sure that they are, you know, this would be locations. It would look just like this, but say locations. Okay. All right. Okay, everybody. Happy to see what you've done. All right. Good work. And like I said, you'll be able to implement this. And next week or this week, you'll be working on your professional site, and then you'll come back to this week 4. All right? Good job, everybody.